Welcome back to another episode of Bitfinex Talks. I'm your host, Ricardo Martinez. Today, I am here with Dejan Roljic, who is the CEO of GoCrypto. Dejan, how are you today? Thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm great.
I'm very happy that you've come on the show and decided to answer questions about GoCrypto. So my first question, for those who don't know what GoCrypto is, how would you describe the project?
Well, we're actually a global provider of crypto payments. And we make sure that merchants can accept crypto coming from any kind of wallet in any kind of currency. And we make sure that there is no volatility risk for the merchant. And we do the off-ramps towards the merchant bank accounts, or we keep for them the cryptos inside of their merchant dashboards, and they can withdraw it anytime, or we can send it directly to their non-custodial wallets if they prefer to have that. So we make sure that basically you can spend crypto anywhere in the world and the merchant accepted.
Thank you for that explanation. So how many cryptos does GoCrypto support? I know there's like 20,000 different kinds of coins right now, around about that number.
Basically, we support everything that has liquidity and that it's not on the shady side of the business. That's sometimes difficult to, to say who it is and who's not. But basically what we believe in, and till now, we were just integrating different kind of wallets or exchanges into the system. And then in Lugano, we started to support non-custodial wallets and BTC on Lightning and Tether on Polygon. Eventually now we're actually looking into the game that we will start supporting non-custodial payments in general, also in other countries. Of course, we hit the wall with the regulations every time, but thanks God we have enough resources and great people and legal firms helping us out to figure out the way how to be still compliant and on the right side, and still enable this kind of a service from user to merchants. So yeah, and what we try to solve with GoCrypto is not only on the payment side. The payment side actually happened because once you're a miner and you get rewarded in cryptos and you want to buy some hardware, it was really difficult to get it. So we were really trying to go to every merchant selling high-tech stuff and begging them to accept cryptos, and they were against it. So we had to build our payment processor, integrate inside the cryptos, and then of course create the off-ramps towards the merchants with the accounting purposes and merchant dashboards and everything around it. And then once we built that, we said, well, in the payments, we now understand how this works. So we started to look also on the legacy side, and we said what the merchant needs. And basically what merchant needs is a simple way to accept as many payment options as possible and get them all on one account with a simple accounting, statistic and analytica that they can then give to their accounting people. And then what we did, we just combined all kind of payments into one solution. We put it in the point of sales or an e-com, and today you can basically pay on our locations with any card, MasterCard, Visa, Amex, or with crypto from a custodial or non-custodial wallet, or with buy now, pay later models, or even with digital payments like Alipay, Widget Pay, everything on one device. And we come from the crypto space, so our belief is that payment should be decentralized, but it's not that easy to execute this kind of a game in a short term. So we really need to stay patient and just go step by step. And I'm 100% sure it's going to happen sooner or later in every country with whatever merchants will want to receive, they will get.
You mentioned that you guys are a payment processor. That means you're kind of like Stripe or like PayPal or a similar service like that. And
I'm so happy that you are comparing us with that kind of companies. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of service you guys are offering, right?
Yeah, that's true. But these guys are, a bit older players and longer on the market, have a bigger customer base. But yeah, I mean, where we compare on the legacy side is everything they do, we also try to do. But when it comes to the crypto side, they're behind us because we started from the crypto side and then went to the legacy, decided from legacy going to crypto. We're trying everything, that there is to be compatible or competitive with them. And in some European markets, we're actually winning against Stripe and some other players in payment acceptance service business. We don't touch US, but I see a huge case where we're having right now is the remittance part, where people can actually come in, cash in the money, and then somebody else in the other part of the world can cash out the money without the bank account. And I see a huge potential for the unbanked market to have services like this.
I saw on the GoCrypto website that you guys have certain tools, like unique tools, like there's a point of sale device that you have. Can you kind of like talk about what kind of tools and services that GoCrypto offers to merchants and why a merchant would want to choose GoCrypto?
Yeah, well, you know, you always have to create what customers want. And if you would ask us, we would just create software and no hardware for life. But sooner or later, you find out that the merchant wants to have a hardware. You need to, you know, create and find hardware which will support your solutions. So what we do is we support a bunch of POS devices, different kind of product, different kind of brands, and different kind of countries. And we integrate our software into these point of sales. We also put it on the mobile phone, or we can put it on a tablet or whatsoever. And then we also have a soft POS. It's called, like when you have a phone, like if it's an Android phone, you can actually have a point of sales on the phone that is reading cards without any extra devices. It's just through the NFC. That's made actually for really small merchants who have transactions up to, I don't know, $2,000 per month. Then we have the plugins for all kind of e-commerces, where again we just integrate like Stripe into an e-com and offer various options of payments. Then we have the direct integrations into cashier services, because in some countries, you know, they don't want to have extra hardware, and we're really happy about it. So they integrate a QR code into the cashier. So when you say one coffee and one pizza and whatever, it's $20, and the QR code is being generated. You pay with the phone, and let's move on. So everything basically on this part where the tools are needed, or a specific market has specific wishes, we actually build it. And every market is different with different habits and culture, so it's difficult to please everyone. But our focus is more on high inflation markets, unbanked markets, and high remittance markets. And we also believe that crypto is for these kind of services made for, and it's not just an investment tool or whatsoever, but it has usable segments that we should definitely look into it and use them.
And now GoCrypto has the GOC token.
Yeah.
What role does the token play within the GoCrypto ecosystem?
Well, for us, the most important thing was we wanted to immediately enable people that they can pay with GOC token as soon as we issue the token, because we said if the payment happens through us, we actually created a 360 model where the fees could be much lower when somebody is paying with our token in comparison to MasterCard, Visa, or anything else. Plus all the fees are approximately between 1% and 3%. It totally depends from merchant to merchants. We said we give the whole fee back to the user. So we actually give the whole fee of the transaction that it was made, we gave it back to the user as a token back in GOC. But now, you know, after 5 years, 6 years of the development, we're moving slowly and surely into fully decentralized payment protocol, and it's called GoCrypto 2.0, where actually GOC token is becoming more as a governance token, where users will probably participate in this DAO governance and staking and yield farming and referral programs and NFT mining, minting and trading. So, you know, it's becoming more as a governance, as a decision-making tool, and more you have them, the bigger is your voice. And why we decided that, because it's really difficult to create a really proper tokenomics, you know, and if you're doing it like saying from the day one we're having a really amazing tokenomics, it's like the biggest BS you could ever say, because the tokenomics is built according to the solution you're building, you know, and it should give a direct benefit to the solution you're doing and to the token holders. And I always said, like, you need at least few years in matter to build the proper tokenomics and integrate it into your whole infrastructure and a business model. And building tokenomics is for us probably harder thing to do than actually to cover the whole licensing part, the whole payment infrastructure and everything around it. So yeah, I'm always amazed by the tokens who really build an amazing tokenomics that's sustainable and scalable.
So GoCrypto is a multi-chain ecosystem, from what I understand, and you guys are on several blockchains right now. Can you discuss which chains GoCrypto is available on and why you chose those blockchains?
Yeah, payments, if you are not on blockchain that allow you cheap transactions, could be even more expensive than traditional payments, or are extremely more expensive. And at the beginning, Ricardo, we were looking at everything that is cheap on the transaction side. And we tried the SLP network. There was Simple Ledger protocol. It showed a lot of potential, and it was used broadly in India or in Africa because the transaction was 0.001 cent or whatsoever. And that's a perfect tool for us. But eventually we saw that it's difficult to scale it. And there was no support for it anymore. So at the beginning we were in Ethereum, went to SLP, and then we said, well, what should we do now? What is more scalable? And there was the smart BCH, and we said, let's try this out. How would that actually work? And it was also really fast and very cheap. But the problem is again that there was no support around the network, and nothing was further on built. But we need to scale, and we need to have a backbone. And then we went to the Polygon. And right now we're on the Polygon, and I'm pretty happy with what's going on. And we're also thinking about some other options on how to make it even cheaper and faster and more accessible to everyone. But the most important thing for us is that we know that there is somebody in the back really working on it, and that there is enough budget that they can survive for at least a few years. Because for us, it's total nonsense that we would have our own chain on which we would further on build. It would be just another bullet in our leg. So yeah, this is where we are now. But yeah, we see also a lot of potential in Bitcoin and Lightning as a payment option, but not that we would be on these kind of chains. More like a Polygon or something like Avalanche or whatever could be probably for us a good pick. Let's see.
GoCrypto was heavily involved in Lugano's Plan B initiative, and that was a big deal here for us at Bitfinex as well, because Lugano added crypto payments to the whole city. So I know Bitfinex Pay, our payments app, was a big part of that, and GoCrypto was also a big part of that. Can you tell us what GoCrypto's role was in the Plan B project?
We're still working on it. It's an amazing project. It's actually transformed Lugano in a Bitcoin city. And you can basically pay whatever in Lugano right now with Tether or Bitcoin, and it's remarkable. And what our case was, because we were dealing so much with merchants, we now understand, or we believe that we understand what merchants need and where are the mistakes that are happening eventually for all the new products coming into payments. So our mission was, let's set up the infrastructure where the payment flow and the hardware and everything that the merchants already have would be very similar to Visa and MasterCard protocols. And that they would not say, well, we don't support that, or we don't know what that is, or whatsoever. And we actually successfully built it together with Bitfinex and the city of Lugano. And it actually, if you go now anywhere in Lugano, basically you can pay whatever with crypto. Now the second stage is that we go outside of Lugano, and we're going to start covering other cities as well.
In Switzerland also?
The whole Switzerland. So that's the whole case. So the case is, let's go to, I don't know, St. Moritz, let's go to Davos, let's go to Zurich, and eventually everywhere where there is interest for crypto payments. But what we need to understand is, when it comes to crypto payments, the whole economy around it, it's still small, Ricardo. So you cannot survive only with crypto payments because there is not enough of them. Even in Lugano, we have a really significant amount of transactions. But I decided, and together with the whole team, that we're gonna put on top of it another layer where we will try to exchange the whole POS that the merchant already have with a POS that supports all the payments in one. So because some of the merchants even had 1 or 2 or even 3 POS devices or different kind of tools, so we now combine everything in one tool, so we can also make some money on other payments as well and maintain the crypto payments so that they are there for to stay forever. Because we saw many companies, they created like a network of payment acceptance, and then they died after a few years. But the thing is, you need to maintain the game and be sustainable. So enabling holistic payments make it easier. And Switzerland is on a really good path to become a crypto country.
You kind of briefly touched on GoCrypto 2.0, which you said would allow you guys to go like fully decentralized. Can you explain what GoCrypto 2.0 is and how it's different, I guess, than the current setup?
So one of the cases where I think we have a chance, especially in the high inflation and unbanked countries, is that we enable decentralized payment protocol that works only with smart contracts. Even if it's going to be a bit more expensive, basically it will give a user an option that they can pay with any kind of currency we support on almost any blockchain, that we can bridge it to any other blockchains that merchants want to accept the currency, and that we can off-ramp it to the merchant in a way that the merchant wants to have it. If that's a fiat or any other currencies, or even loyalty points from some of the closed loop systems, local systems, let's say Costco loyalty cards, whatever, if that would be in some Central or South American countries. And when it comes to decentralized payments, like somebody would say, well, Bitcoin is also a decentralized payment, or Bitcoin Lightning. Yes, all right. But the case over here is that you have such a variety of people and users and different blockchains. So, and some of them are cheaper, some of them are faster, some of them are, more scalable, that I just want to test what is the best thing to do and what is the cheapest way to move money across the world. And that's why we said, let's build GoCrypto 2.0, that it's a revolution when it comes to the payments. And I'm sure we already are hitting the wall a few times now, but every time we succeed and go through it, I'm sure we're going to have more problems in the upcoming months and years. But for now, it looks pretty good. And I'm sure that starting in some unbanked countries or heavily underdeveloped financial institutions and systems, this would be actually a case that will show that crypto could be very useful, and people can benefit from it. So let's see how this will develop. I'll keep you updated for sure.
Okay. So in GoCrypto 2.0, you mentioned that there's going to be a DAO and that the GoCrypto token is going to take on more of a governance token kind of role. At what stage are you guys at with the DAO? Has it launched yet? Is it still like in testnet, or how's that working?
There are many puzzles you need to put together in order that everything works. And when you're launching a DAO, the first thing everybody needs to understand is how the regulatory framework around payments works and where to launch DAO to be still legitimate and that it's there, to stay. Because when it comes to payments, and especially when it comes to off-ramps, there is a regulated part of how you settle the merchant. And on the decentralized payment network, these things are a bit different, but still there are some rules that needs to be implemented into a DAO that you create. If of course you want to stay, but if you want to continuously have some problems and just stating to the governments and to the regulators, nobody owns the network, or nobody, it's a decentralized autonomous organization or whatsoever, eventually somehow we believe that they will find a way to try to close it down or make it difficult to be useful, or even blame the technology builders for why did you create this if you cannot control it or whatsoever. It's like crazy stuff. So we're now figuring these things out, how to put it in a right way so that we are on all the fields approved and that we don't have any future problems with what we're doing. And it's sometimes difficult, but we're really coming there. And I'm really looking forward to having our own DAO. That's going to be pretty interesting. On the tokens.
It sounds like it. Let's talk about the Ellie Wallet. The Ellie Wallet is GoCrypto's like native wallet. Can you tell us a little bit about it and why a GoCrypto user would want to choose the Ellie Wallet over a different crypto wallet?
Oh yeah, so Ellie Wallet is basically a wallet that we just created for showcasing in the beginning, let's say 6 years ago, to showcase how you can pay with Bitcoin from a custodial wallet to the merchant, and the whole process of payment and the off-ramp to their bank account would happen in a matter of seconds. And we had it, of course, Ellie Wallet is a custodial wallet, because we could not showcase it in any other way to be so fast. So when we created the Ellie Wallet, it was just for us. But then eventually people started to download it and use it, and we had to actually generate an option they can buy crypto inside of it with card and whatsoever. And mainly, I don't know how many thousands of users we have, but the case is that now that we combined with Bitfinex Pay also on the payment side, and now that we actually support this part much more, we're actually taking to actually kill the wallet, because we don't need it anymore to showcase it. Now we can use Bitfinex Pay and showcase how the payment is done, or Satoshi wallet, and actually showcase how the payment is being done. So yeah, but it was a great tool, and it was a necessary thing to showcase that payments can be done instantly, and that they will work if the merchant accepts crypto.
Earlier, you mentioned that GoCrypto is active in Lugano in Switzerland, with plans to expand outside of Lugano to other cities in Switzerland. I know you guys have like a strong presence in the Czech Republic. Like which countries is GoCrypto operating in? Where is it currently available? If I'm a merchant, what country do I need to be in to be able to sign up for the service?
So there are more than 70 countries we support. Another thing is that out of the 70 countries, we have, let's say, a few countries where we are really active. Let's say in Slovenia, you can pay basically anywhere with crypto. The network is enormously huge, or like in Lugano, it's the same actually option of where you can actually pay on thousands of locations. And of course, then you have different kind of partners around the world, quite strong in Japan, Thailand. Of course, Czech Republic was interesting because the public transportation can be actually paid through GoCrypto. Or we're really now active and getting active in El Salvador, where we believe that Bukele is making an amazing job, and really pushing Bitcoin in front of everything else. And we really want to be helpful over there and make it happen. And so we're moving also the location over there, and trying to nail the market and be helpful as much as we can. But basically, anyone can get GoCrypto and start using it and distribute it. The only thing we require always is the regulatory framework, because if the merchants wants to get local fiat, we just need to check how the regulations are over there and get approvals from the regulator that we can do that. But like I'm saying, it's more than 70 countries already around the world. So I think it's more than enough for a company that is 6 years old. So rather have few less.
I didn't know about your plans in El Salvador. That's very interesting that GoCrypto is also basing itself in El Salvador. Do you have plans for expansion to any other countries in Latin America?
So the El Salvador case is for us now the primary thing that we need to do, and we already moved the office over there and set up a company over there, employ people over there, and moving things forward. The second country will probably Argentina. Is because of the high inflations that it's happening. I also see a lot of interest in Mexico because of remittance. There is also Peru and Colombia that is becoming very interesting, but you cannot be everywhere at the same time. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on El Salvador to really nail it over there. And then we're going to give distribution licenses to partners who want to cover the holistic payment network, because it's profitable and it's a really nice business. So partners who are already on the markets, let's say in Argentina, Peru, Colombia, whatever, and then they're already in the payment business, we're going to give them our tech, that they can use further on. They can fire all the developers they have. And it's difficult because developers cost a lot of money. It's hard to get them. And these companies don't make such such a big numbers on the revenue side. And if you give them the whole tech and say, let's have a revenue share, you use our tech, and we also provide over the hardware. You just do the work on in your local environment with your culture that you're having over there. I think it's a win-win for both sides. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I mean, I'm really looking forward for the upcoming years.
Is there anything that I haven't asked about GoCrypto that you think is important for our listeners to know about?
Yeah, we really suck in marketing. So it means that we will never promote ourselves as the next big thing, or that we have something that we don't have, or there is no FOMO around us ever. And everything we are saying in our group, you can actually read it and you will see it's very straightforward. So that's why maybe you never heard about us, or we're still under the radar. But we like it in this kind of way. So we don't waste time on things like this, talking and promoting ourselves. Even for me, it's a difficult thing. So yeah, that's one thing you should know about GoCrypto. Like, forget it. Like we don't do this extravaganza marketing around it and hype around it. So anyone who's going with us should be patient, and time will tell who's going to win the game. The ones who are just talking much, or the ones who are working a lot. So let's see what's going to happen.
If I was a merchant and I wanted to sign up for GoCrypto, how would I do so?
You should go to a webpage, join.gocrypto.com, and you can see if we support your country. You can onboard yourself, and somebody from the support team will contact you, take you through the KYC if necessary, and you're ready to go. It's that easy. Or if you are in El Salvador, please contact me directly. I will, be a switch for you. Just saying, like, go over there. This is the partner we are working in San Salvador. This is the partner we're working over here with, whatsoever, helping you over there. If you're from Switzerland, also just come to me directly, and I will assign you to the person responsible for that market. It's the easiest way. We won't lose much time. Otherwise, I think it's join.gocrypto.com.
Okay. And if someone wanted to contact you directly, how would they do so?
The best way is through Telegram. I'm almost always online. So Telegram is the best thing. My tag is Elevator Man, or just at Dejan Roljic, and that's it. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm so fat you cannot miss me.
All right. My last question is, if I was somebody that wanted to participate in the GoCrypto community, either getting coins to stake in the DAO when it releases, or to use it to purchase stuff with my crypto, how would I get involved?
You can. We also, of course, have a public group on Telegram. It's called GoCrypto. It's GoCrypto official group. We have around 3,000 members. So not a big community, but you're gonna see it's pretty straightforward, and guys are really cool, supportive from the day one. So join us over there. You can ask anything you want. We can go deeper into tech, or if there are some doubts on or suggestions what we could do better, we're very open to that. So yeah, please join us. GoCrypto official Telegram, or even on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. I don't know where we are, but we're the most active on Telegram. You can directly talk to us.
Okay. Well, Dejan, thank you so much for coming on the show and letting me ask you so many questions about GoCrypto.
Hey, thank you, Ricardo. I hope it was not boring thing. I would rather talk with you about some other stuff, but this is today on the map.